Okay, hey guys. I had a really cool question and answer video all recorded. I watched it, realized it was terrible, so I'm not gonna put those up. I'll re-record them. But what I will do is, while I'm inking here, I will show you a little bit of what inking is about, and you get a nice shot of the flash here. I'll zoom in, so no spoilers. This is part of what inking is about. It's a kind of hard thing to describe if you haven't inked before, but if you want to be a professional inker, you need to not just ink yourself, but to get good experience, you have to ink other artists, other pencilers. It's way different from inking yourself. There's some interpretation that you have to do, and this is where, I know, like the old joke, the whole inker tracer joke. I can laugh, I can joke about it. It's funny. If you've never inked or you don't know what it is like to work as a professional inker. So as I freeze here right on Flash's crotch, sorry guys, just happens to be where it is. So here's one thing that you have to keep in mind when you're inking another artist. A lot of times you can have loose pencils, you can have finished pencils, you can have finished pencils with ghost lines still on, which are basically like, just layouts that the pencilers put down on the same board, and they have a couple different, like you move limbs around, you move a few lines around, so things change from your original sketch to the final sketch. And as an inker, if you go in and you trace every line that's on the page, that's going to be messy, crazy, and wrong, because not every line is meant to be there. It's not a race, but you need to be able to see through that. You need to be able to see what you don't ink and what you should ink. So before you ink a page, you don't just go in and trace every line you see, because a lot of them are ghost lines or old sketches that are not meant to be inked. So for example, I'm going to do more talking than inking here, because as soon as I start inking, the lips stop moving. So for example, on this here, we have the flash. We have a lot of like little gesture lines of like where he lays out the figure. And like these lines, you don't ink those, you don't ink those, you don't ink those, you don't ink those, and you don't ink these. So, and of course the little flash symbols here, there'll be double lines. There's a couple of these that are kind of sketched out. You have to see which is the finish line. How do you see? How do you know? I think experience is your best friend there. And also, this is where you do need drawing skills, because you need to be able to distinguish between what the final product should look like. You have to sit back and look at the whole thing and pull out mentally what needs to be inked and what does not need to be inked. This is where you can't just you have to pull back and look at the whole drawing, and you can't just go in and see, okay, I see lead, I'm going to trace every single lead line. That is where bad inking comes in. That's where inexperienced inking comes in, and that's where no drawing skills will come in, and all those things will work against you and will not help in being a professional inker. So that's a little bit of an introduction to inking and inking tips, and I will post the finished product, or maybe as I ink I'll post some of this on Instagram. So this is just a little short discussion on what part of inking requires. So there you go. just a few minutes, and I didn't do any inking, but I did do a lot of talking. Okay, guys, thanks. I don't know if that's helpful, but hopefully that will help some of you out there who are interested in hearing a little bit more about what inking is about and what it requires, and whether or not you need to have drawing skills to be an inker. And the answer is it's yes, as well as with colorists. You need to be able to see what needs to be there and what doesn't, and to help bring the page to finish. Okay, all right, guys, thanks. Bye.